Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 FY22 earnings conference call of Astral Limited, hosted by Spark Capital Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference has been recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Girish Chaudhary from Spark Capital Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Spark Capital Advisors, I welcome you all to the conference call of Astral Limited to discuss the Q2 FY22 and first half FY22 results. From the management side, we have Mr. Sandeep Engineer, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Hiranand Savlani, Chief Financial Officer of the company. I now hand over to the management for opening remarks, post which we can open the floor for Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Firstly, I take the opportunity to wish you all Happy Diwali and Happy New Year. As we all know that we are passing through a tough time of pandemic. Initially, the COVID gave the challenges in the business, and now the supply chain is giving equal challenges in the trade. But under all these circumstances and challenges, I am very happy to convey that Astral team has done a remarkable job and delivered once again an excellent history high quarter in top line. Our CFO, Mr. Hiranand Savlani, will give details on all financial numbers post my initial remarks. To give you the brief of our expansion plans, which got delayed due to the closure and the ongoing challenges of COVID, we are all going to start production in next few months. The much awaited East plant is almost ready, and the installation of machinery is going on. We are going to start the trial production in the month of December, and the commercial production will be started from January next year. Our valve plant is ready and will start production from December. We need not require to take trial runs, as most of the products have already been started and have been tested in our existing facility. As time goes, we will be adding a huge range of industrial plumbing valves in CPVC and PVC to the size up till 12 inches, which would be the biggest valve ever produced in India in CPVC as well as PVC. Hosur plastic tank plant is complete. The machinery has been installed, and the commercial production will start from the month of December. And the south states will be supplied water tank, plastic water storage tank, from our Hosur plant December onwards. I also take the opportunity to brief you about the new launch, both in new launches in pipes and adhesives. In December, the company has planned to launch first time in India a very ultra-modern state-of-art DWV, grain waste and vent pipe system with noise insulation properties, which will be very cost effective compared to the existing polymers for drainage application. The key features are to save time and efforts for easier installation, giving noise insulation properties, will be maintenance free, will have high impact, improve occupational health and safety hazards, reduce risk of defects because of high impact strength, easy inspection for services, and shock and vibration proof, as well as will give a resistance to the UV resistance will be there in the polymer which we will be using as a compound. In our Resinova, we have successfully launched Bondtite Pro epoxy in the Indian market. This is the first of its kind epoxy in the Indian market, and we are getting very encouraging response from the market. which is most advanced epoxy adhesive having 7 times impact strength in comparison to standard epoxy adhesives, and also it gives 20% high extra coverage. It is also having holding strength of 4 hours and gives better weather resistance. These properties make Bondtite Pro an ideal product for bonding multiple substrates used for construction and maintenance purposes. Wood and plywood is the major component of making furniture since past several decades. And now the world has started moving to replace the wood with artificial boards to protect the forest and maintain the ecosystem. Plastic wood is also going to take a big shape in this sector. The major challenges currently the world is facing to how to bond it properly and how to bond these artificial products which are made out of different materials and not wood. Even the traditional PVA and the rubber adhesives are not giving satisfactory results. WPC is winning battle in the same, but there is no specific adhesive is available in the Indian market. To overcome this issue, first time in India, Resinova has launched and introduced one innovative product called Resiwood WPC Fix, which is ideal to bond WPC to WPC and other substrates like laminate and acrylic boards, as well as WPC to other products like even metal and mortars or any other product which has to be bonded with WPC. Looking to the excellent demand scenario in both businesses and pipes and adhesives, the company has decided to undertake a capex of 200 crores, which will be spent in FY23 and FY24. This includes a state-of-art plant of CPVC, PVC pipes and fittings at Telangana South, for which the company has already acquired a land measuring 98,970 square meters, which is almost equal to 10 lakh plus square feet from Telangana government. We are planning to start production by FY24 as our Hosur plant in the south will cross 80% plus production utilization by FY22. And this will be helping to grow and cover the south states in addition to the Hosur facilities which we have. Similarly, adhesive business, we are putting up one more adhesive plant in chemical zone at Dahej. The plant will be ready by FY23 end and the production will be available by FY24 onwards. The company is already having land measuring 67,000 square meters at Dahej. Till this production plant will be completed, the existing capacity will be substantially utilized in this 1.5 to 2 years. So we are preparing for additional capacity as the growth is happening and the challenges will be faced in the future. So we will be answering most of your queries or in your question answer about our plans, about our capex, which we have told, about the new product, about the product line which we have almost announced to launch, the ceramic ware as well as the faucets, and we'll be covering that in more detail in our question answer, and we'll give you a more clarity on this, on the new product line which we are going to enter and which we have already the planning is on, and which we have announced to give the clarity, as we have told that we'll give you complete clarity on this business in our on call after the fiscal results. So we'll take up in the question answer and we'll brief you in detail on this subject. Till then, I will hand over to Hiranand Bhai to go through the financials and then we'll straight away go to the question answer. First of all, I want to thank all the participants for joining this earnings call. At the same time, we want to thank Spark Capital for hosting this con call. Wishing you all a very happy Diwali and happy New Year. We hope we'll continue our growth journey in this new year and keep you all more wealthy and prosperous. As Sandeep Bhai said, this quarter was once again a blockbuster history high quarter in terms of growth. The market dynamics are challenging, and within this challenging, we are giving lifetime high quarter, which keep our confidence more and more at a higher level. Now let's see the number, which is already there in the press release, but I want to take it to the few numbers and then we'll highlight about this quarter. On a standalone basis, on a pipe business, the top line has grown up in this quarter by 60%, and the similar growth was there in the half yearly, that is was in the 61%. EBITDA has gone up by 47% on a quarter-on-quarter basis and a half yearly 67% compared to last year first half. As far as this adhesive is concerned, adhesive revenue has grown up by 36%. Little setback was there in the revenue because our UK plant was having little shortages of raw materials, so UK had grown up only 12%, while our Indian operation Resinova has grown up this quarter 47% growth. On a full year, half yearly basis, UK has delivered 36% growth and Resinova has delivered a 70% growth. And we are continuing our guidance of crossing 1,000 crore top line this year, and we are maintaining this guidance at this stage. Now coming to the consolidated number, and EBITDA margin of this adhesive business is maintained compared to last year Q2. That was last year was 15.1% and this year is 15%. So more or less same EBITDA percentage is maintained. On a half yearly basis, there is an improvement into the EBITDA margin. Last year it was 13% and this year it is 14.5%. On a consolidated basis, if you see the number, the top line quarter-on-quarter basis has gone up by 54%. On a half yearly basis, it has gone up by 61%. Similarly, EBITDA has gone up by 48% on quarter-on-quarter basis, and on a half yearly basis, it has gone up by 72.5%. So with this, now I want to take you to the key highlights of this quarter. In spite of 20% volume growth, company was able to reduce its receivable days and control its working capital cycle. The inventory was high because of inflationary trend in the pricing of polymer, and we are expecting further price rise in the Q3. Hence, we have kept intentionally a high level of inventory, which we are confident that it will be reduced substantially by year end. Because by year end, we are expecting the polymer will start dropping the level. Demand scenario is excellent in both the segment, that is in pipe and adhesive. Plastic storage tank is picking up momentum month on month, will pick up further once our south operation will start from December. Polymer prices had an upward trend in October also. As you know, PVC price has gone up by 20 rupees in the month of October itself, and we have passed on this to the market in October itself. Similarly, CPVC price rise also been taken by Astral in the month of October, which was very high price rise. From 1st October, we have taken 5% price rise, and from 25th of October, we have taken another 7% price rise. So 12% price rise in the month of October in CPVC, which will improve our gross profit margin substantially in Q3. We have lost some gross profit margin in Q2, mainly because the pass-through took place in the CPVC with a lag. So because of that, we have to sacrifice margin into the GP level. I'm sure you are keen to know about our new business vertical, that is sanitary ware and the faucet business. We are working for the same in detail and will be ready with the plan by next phone call. We will let you know in detail about your question, which normally related to the products, kind of product, SKUs, investment, outsourcing model or manufacturing plant, etc. All these questions will be answered in the next phone call. Till that time, we request you to please have patience and allow us to work on this plan. Housing side demand is good and booking numbers are coming robust from the developer, which indicate that piping demand will pick up further with some lag.
CPVC demand was robust, mainly due to good demand from housing side, and secondly, shift from PVC to CPVC due to narrow down of gap between CPVC and the PVC pricing. There was a huge pressure on gross profit margin in last quarter, but we were able to maintain our EBITDA at 19%, which is the highest in industry, and we are expecting this pressure will substantially reduce in Q3 because we have already taken the price rise in PVC and CPVC in the month of October, as explained earlier. This is mainly because of pass-through took place with little lag. Similar pressure was in the adhesive business too. There also pass-through take place with some lag. So because of that, GP was under pressure, but due to robust top-line growth, we were able to maintain our EBITDA margin. Once chemical price will come down, we will see a good improvement in GP as well as EBITDA margin in adhesive business. Now I am opening up the floor for the Q&A session. Over to moderator.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Nitin Jain, Fairview Equity Advisory. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I have just one question. So is it possible to quantify the inventory gain for the quarter, and what would be the price gap between PVC and CPVC now? Thank you.
I don't think any inventory gain in this quarter. On the contrary, we might have lost some because of this late pass-through in CPVC, which I already explained that we have passed on 12% price rise in the month of October. So there is no scope for inventory gain in this quarter.
Okay, and post the price hike, what would be the price gap between PVC and CPVC?
So price gap, which was sizably narrowed down, so now it will further increase. But at the same time, PVC price has also equally gone up. So will not be that gap. More or less 2-3% gap might have been widened up with this price rise of PVC and CPVC.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Rahul Agarwal from InCred Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening and congratulations for the results. Thanks for the opportunity. So I had 3 questions. Firstly, to start with the entry into sanitary ware and faucet. Obviously, you explained that more details will come later, but just wanted to understand your thought process. Because the way I understand is the existing segments of pipes and adhesives were anyway growing. Next 5 years, we were expecting like 15% revenue CAGR and coupled with margin expansion, higher bottom line growth as well, right? So the aspiration of entering into a new segment is purely from a higher growth perspective, or could you explain some thoughts? Maybe Sandeep Bhai can explain that, what basically drive the entry into this segment? What is the need for the company to invest here right now, and what is the external environment telling you? That's my first question. Thank you.
See, basically, you can say, and you are correct, that existing business has prospects and it is growing, and we are equally working on it. It is not that we have let down anything in that. When we were in pipe and when we entered the adhesive business, similar questions were raised, and we have proven ourselves to make headroom in that business too, and at least make our mark in our adhesive business. Now we have a strong dealer network now, which is very active, almost close to 2 lakh active dealer network, and a huge network of distribution. We have almost with adhesive and with our pipe, we have crossed 12,000 plus distribution points. And the same is getting added up all the time. So this was the right product mix for Astral to get into, to make it for it, use it brand. First is the strong brand equity it holds with the users. Second, come out of the wall. We are behind the wall, now we'll be in front. And secondly, use this channel which we have created, a very strong channel. And so this business was thought around, worked around for almost substantial time. It's not that overnight we have just opened our eyes and said, come on, run after this. More than a year and a half, I have made my homework on this, done equal surveys of the market. Our channel has been surveyed, and then we have gone ahead with the decision. But still, we will not be rushing into anything. We don't want to rush and say, here, my tap is there. We would be making the product in the right mix, right pricing, right quality, and then place it with the market. So the right plan of the product line, the ranges, and plus the investment behind it, what we would be making, what we'll be outsourcing will 100% be given in total clarity, which Astral has always done with its investors as well as the analyst people, and whoever needs this information will be completely disclosed, put in front of you, and then the business will be moving. But it has been, this choice has been made with lot of homework, not just like without doing any homework. And we again are there to make a right product to grow slowly. We don't want to benchmark ourselves against anyone and just say that we would like to fight with anyone or become big. But we'll create a right impact in the market with this product, and it is going to give us a great leverage in the market.
Got it, sir. So just to clarify, so this sanitary ware and faucets, both will be metal part as well, right? I mean, not only PVC fittings, right?
Metal.
Okay, got it. Second question was on CapEx. So my sense is, first half cash flow statement gives a number of about 190 crores. I think this is substantially higher than what fiscal 22 guidance was. So just to understand, what has drawn down this, higher CapEx for first half, where have you spent this? And second is, related question was, what is the revised number for this year? Because 23-24, you already mentioned that you will spend 200 crore, but I just wanted to understand this year CapEx. That's my second question.
So like this year, we have spent almost 40 to 50 crore rupees for purchase of land. So like Telangana land was there. Then we have purchased the land at Hosur. We have purchased the land at Rajasthan. We have purchased the land at Ahmedabad. Because all the lands which we have purchased except this Telangana, which were adjacent land to our existing plant. So that was the perfectly ideal for us to aid the land bank, because the kind of growth which we are seeing in the market and the opportunity which we can see clearly, the way unorganized players are getting affected and the way brand Astral is getting stronger and stronger day by day, that has given us the boost to acquire the adjacent land first, and then there is a additional land to Telangana. So sizable amount we have spent into that side. So because of that, I think CapEx has increased, and we will give you again a final figures with all this sanitary ware and all this investment, because we have to keep in mind the new businesses also in mind. Like Sandeep Bhai has said in the initial remarks also that we are coming up with the DWV also. So that product will be produced in Ahmedabad. So we needed additional land over there also. Plus, I'm very happy to say that we are also thinking to put up a state-of-art R&D facility. So far, whatever the CapEx Astral was doing or whatever the amount was spending, it was merged with the current CapEx, and the expenditure were charged to the P&L for all this R&D related activity. But now we are going to put up a separate R&D facility, which will be a state-of-art facility, and there we are going to do R&D work for pipe as well as adhesives, and that facility will be separate from the plant. So there also we are going to spend some money. So I think a lot of new plants are coming. So because of that, we have to spend little more CapEx than originally planned. But with this additional CapEx, we are definitely going to give you additional revenue also, and additional growth also, and additional new products also.
Sir, so just to conclude on this, so fiscal 22 should we assume 200 crores as full year capex or it will be higher?
That depends how this sanitary ware and faucet plant is working out, because there we are still working. So once that amount will be freezed, I think that time will be the right time to tell you what capex will be there. But initially we have worked out that it should be somewhere around 200 to 250 crore kind of capex.
Right. And you said 200 crores will be spent on the new, for expansion of pipes and adhesives in fiscal 23-24. Just wanted to know, what kind of volume capacity will be added in pipes and adhesives separately, if you could just give that number, and what kind of additional sales can we get from this 200 crore capex?
So like pipe, we are targeting to add 30,000 metric ton, 30 to 35,000 metric ton capacity at Telangana. And adhesive, I don't have a capacity number to be very frank, but that will generate additional close to about 6 times revenue than what we are going to spend the money.
Yeah, but in adhesive, always the capacities are very high because the packings are very low and you cannot bring a small reactor today, then when it grows, you bring a bigger reactor, then bigger and then bigger. Always in adhesives, you will see that the capacity looks very high because the reactor size are very high. And the reactors cannot be replaced year on year or 2 years, 3 years. Pipes, there are extruders which are added in the lines, and then the capacity comes. So both businesses have different ways of calculating the capacity. Adhesive, I think the right capacity can be calculated on your packing lines, because you can make enough product, but how fast and how speed you pack the product is very important, because it is sold in small packs. It is sold in tubes. It is sold in 100 ml, 200 ml, 500 ml packs. So capacity-wise, adhesive will always look a bigger capacity. Utilization-wise, it will look like you are utilizing this much, but ultimately you have to see how much a guy is growing in volume terms. That is very important.
But the best part of this adhesive is that the asset turn is very high. So that is give the comfort to the return point of view.
And secondly, the addition of capacities cycles are very long. You don't need to keep adding and investing so much money once a proper reactor and a system is placed. Thus, you have to keep adding the packing machines. And that only keeps on increasing the capacity. So that capex, after a proper capex is done, is much less and substantially very low.
Sir, how much are you spending on adhesive capacity?
At present, not much, because we will be going one by one chemistry in this Dahej, and it will be a phase wise. So first phase we'll be adding around 40 to 50 crores, not more than that.
And land is already having.
Sir, we are request you to return to the question queue for follow-up questions.
Yeah, sure. I'll come back in the queue. Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. The next question is from the line of Sonali Salgaonkar from Jefferies India. Please go ahead.
Sir, thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is regarding the demand trends in October. You did mention that housing demand is quite strong. Would you be able to quantify the volume growth in October?
I don't have a handy number of volume, but it should be a double digit, and the value growth was roughly about 50% kind of level, 50.
This is the consolidated revenue, right, sir?
Yeah, consolidated only.
Got it. So my second question is regarding the PVC scenario globally. You did mention that you expect the uptrend in PVC to continue even in the further 2 quarters. But, just wanted to understand broadly, is there any supply constraint globally? And just another part to this question is, what is the current capacity utilization that Astral is operating in the pipes division?
So like Sonali, that we have not said that this trend will continue for 2 quarters. We have clearly mentioned in the press release that Q3 this trend will continue, because we are not sure whether it will continue in Q4 or not. As per today's situation, still there is a short supply globally. So because of that, it looks that it can be extended in Q4 also. But at least for Q3, we have a clear visibility the kind of new booking everyone has done for the import, that is at a higher price, so that all material will land in India in the month of December. So till December, we have a very clear idea about the price rise continue. But how it is going to be further extended, that will be known only 1 month or 2 months down the line. But as of today, still short supply is going on. So because of that, we don't see any easiness in the pricing in PVC. Coming to your second question of capacity utilization, I think overall capacity utilization of a company as a whole is roughly about 61-62% at Q2 level, and which will further accelerate in the coming quarter in Q3 and Q4, because CPVC demand is robust, but at the same time, there is a constraint of supply going on. So far, Touchwood Astral is able to manage that, but otherwise there is a challenge of getting the raw material also in CPVC as well as PVC. But somehow we are able to manage because of our long relationship with the supplier.
Understand, sir. Sir, lastly, just one confirmation. You said capex 200 crores in FY23 and 24. We mean per annum 200 crores, right?
No. 200 crore for 2 years for this adhesive and the pipe, and plus there will be a sanitary ware and faucet. And plus anything add will be added by Astral if the new product launches will be there, which we can't disclose at this point of time because a lot of things are in pipeline, which we may launch. If we may launch the new product, and in that case, there will be additional capex. Like DWC, we have introduced, the first question was that this year the capex is more, because we are going to launch this new products, and which is one of the best products available in the market when we are going to launch next month.
Got it, sir. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Bharat Shah from Ask Investment Managers. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Sandeep Bhai, Hira Bhai. Continued excellence. Just a broader, longer term, wanted to understand your mind. As it appears, at least to me, I think as a country, as an economy, we are poised for a very different kind of growth profile than what it has been so far. And relatively, infrastructure and other capex related activity also should be picking up significantly rather than very tepid and slow strength we have seen for last several years. So given all of that, do we believe, looking at our product portfolio and our entrepreneurial ability to keep identifying new opportunities as we have added time to time from pipes to adhesive and then to the tanks, and now looking at the foray in the faucet and sanitary ware activity. Would it be fair to say probably if we look at next 5 years, Astral is at probably one of the best opportunities than at any other time in the past?
See, Bharat Bhai, these exploring products which have similarity in business and sales, in the segment we are in, the construction industry and the building industry is always going on, and opportunities come and go, knock our doors, and we are always exploring. But whatever we have taken, if you have seen that pipe was our initial business, but adhesive as we took, we made it stable, we have put it on the path of growth and the systems have been in place. Similarly, now we have taken up to come into the faucets, and which also a lot of homework has been done before even we just let the market in a large know at our internal levels, at our management level. And similar opportunities will always be continuously explored by Astral. And the leverage we will be using is two things. One is the strength of its brand, and now the strength of its reach in the market through dealer network, one, through distribution network, and the strongest program and connect with the users. So you are in a sense right that this process of exploring and getting into newer opportunities is there and it will continue. And it's too early to say that what is going to unfold in these 5 years or in the near future or the longer future.
No, my question was if you look at last several years, we have grown because we have been more agile in understanding and grabbing the opportunity, despite the fact that external environment has not been particularly supportive. My conjecture is that external environment, the economy, the businesses, and infrastructure in particular, we are going to see a remarkable change in the next 5 years than what we have seen so far. Therefore, what helped us to grow all along was our internal agility and capability and entrepreneurial ability to spot and fructify those opportunities. Now, probably external environment also will aid to that strength, what is internally there. Therefore, would it be fair to assume, or is it merely conjecture on my part, that probably both externality and internality are at a happy kind of holy union now?
Yeah, you are very correct. And you are absolutely correct that the external environment is very conducive now for growth. And the internal capabilities which we have created all around, from the manpower to the managerial levels, to the management level, to the senior levels, and made our home and our in-house corrections and put things in right place, is going to help us the way the external things are moving in a positive direction. So you are absolutely correct. These 5 years are going to be the great growth drivers from both ends, and it will drive Astral to new heights. You are absolutely correct, and thank you for this understanding of the market.
Let me add, Bharat, what Sandeep has said. I think I am the most bullish person in the history of Astral in this today's environment. I've been working with Astral for almost 2003. Okay, the kind of environment which we are seeing for the sector, it is really remarkable changes happening at the ground level. So we are very, very bullish internally. The second thing is that Sandeep rightly said that the team, I think Astral was not having too many senior management people within the team. Now Astral has added the people from IIM or maybe having good companies in India. People are waiting to join Astral. So biggest advantage Astral is enjoying that we are adding the strong team with the Astral. So that is going to take the Astral to the next level. Third thing is, I think the biggest thing which we have done so far is the technology support. So we were not using too much of technology support in the business. But the way now we are using the technological support in the system and the way things are moving in the automized concept, that I think going to take the business to the next level. Because with this technology only you can take the higher volumes without getting more pains. So which is what I think Astral is doing today. All our distributors need not to call even our head office. Sitting in their cabin, sitting in their office, sitting in their shop, they can do everything they want to do with Astral. So that is the biggest achievement Astral has done in this last 3 years, I can say. So that is the biggest advantage I am seeing today. And that another thing which Sandeep has rightly pointed out, the connect to the end user. That is our plumber, carpenter. We are connecting to each and every plumber with our system. Okay, so today in our loyalty program, each and every plumber is connected. I think that is the biggest achievement we have done in this last 2.5 years. So we have developed so much of software and technology front that today we are connected with all our channel partners, dealers, distributors, plumbers, everybody. So that is going to give us the edge in the industry, and that is going to give us the leap to grow at a faster run rate without taking too much of pain. I think we are very, very positive about this current scenario.
Therefore, will it be fair to say that if we look at a base which has now become higher over last 5 years, if you look at next 5 years, even on these increased base, given the fact that we are adding new lines of activity, external environment is supportive, and internally a number of improvements have occurred in the character of organization and in the business. Our growth rates, even on these larger base, should exceed compared to what we have done over last 5 years.
I think you have rightly understood, Bharatbhai, and in an officially way, we have communicated in our last presentation that Astral is targeting to double its top line in next 5 years. Conservatively, we have given the guidance also. So we are quite confident that we will be doing much better in this environment, and that we already communicated in our presentations also. And with this new addition of the products and all, there are high probability that we may cross that also.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. And just one last point. Not to sound as a spoiled sport, but actually to point out factual part. Here you mentioned that this has been a blockbuster quarter. Indeed, it has been. You also said it's historically the highest. In turnover, yes, it is. But in profits, I think historically highest has been fourth quarter of the last year. So don't intend to be a spoil sport, but I just wanted to factually put the point on the table.
I accept it very well, whatever you are communicating. But Bharatbhai, at the same time, we cannot see only a particular quarter profitability, because we have already clarified that pass-through took place very late in this industry. In the month of October alone, we have passed on 12% price rise in CPVC, and equally close to about 12 to 13% price rise has taken place in the PVC also. So you wait for the Q3 number, and I'm sure I will prove myself that what we are communicating always transparently and positively to the market.
No, that there is no doubt. Congratulations. I was just pulling your legs. Nothing else. Thank you.
No issue. You have a full right. You are our oldest shareholder, so you have a full right to do that part.
Thank you.
Hearty congratulations to the entire Astral team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Abhishek Ghosh from DSP Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Sandeep, if you can just talk about the overall opportunity from the overall wall space that you're talking about and your new capacity coming in. How big is the opportunity? What are the kind of asset turns, ROCEs there? If you can just throw some light, it will be helpful, sir.
In the pipe and adhesive both, or you just mean the
wall?
In the walls, sir. In the walls.
Wall. Sorry. The wall has two opportunities. One is the industry. It's a huge opportunity because in industry, the walls are mostly imported. Nobody makes CPVC and PVC industrial walls in India to the quality which industry needs. Today also we sell walls in industry which are imported from USA. There are two global giants in the world, Spears and Kingfisher, who rule in the wall market. So there is a great opportunity in the industry segment, and as you know, industry is growing, and especially the water treatment industry is growing very fast, which needs many numbers of these different valves. Second, when you go to the plumbing segment, absolutely it is growing. So there is a huge demand of valves, and people above 2 inches mostly use metal valves. So with a good quality of valve, we can also replace to plastic valves in plumbing in the higher sizes. So the opportunity of valve is great in numbers and in growth. The best thing in the valve is the margins are very good, one. And second, it is a tough product to make. A valve, when you have to make a valve for the industry, it is a tough product to make, and it is a tough product to succeed because the valve has moving parts, and if you don't make it rightly with right choice of material, the failure is very high. So valve has a great opportunity, and it has an opportunity to improve the big way.
And sir, will it be fair to assume that 15% of the overall pipe market could be these valves which could be addressable by you all?
Yeah, it would be around that, 10 to 15.
Oh, okay. And sir, sorry.
If the higher sizes are also moving with the smaller sizes.
Okay. And sir, my second question is, if we look at because this quarter doesn't have any inventory gain as Hiranand sir mentioned, and it may actually have some inventory losses. Despite that, if you look at your pipe EBITDA per kg into that 42, 43 rupees per kg. Now, if you look pre-crisis, this number used to be much lower in terms of EBITDA per kg. So now the base seems to have moved drastically. If you can just talk about the sustenance of this and the competitive scenario which has helped you this, if you can just throw some light, it will be helpful, sir. Thanks.
I think the sustainability will be arrived when the stability comes in the polymer price. Till the polymer price is not stable, it is very difficult to say what will be the sustainable level. These kind of margins are very high margins, which we have communicated in past also. But market is giving opportunity us and our economy of scale is giving us the advantage. So because of that, we are able to get the advantage out of that. But once the polymer price will down and the availability will be freely available, all the polymer, then at that stage will be the right time to arrive what will be the right number. But at this stage, I think still it will be high only because still the supply constraints are going on and polymer prices are not coming down. So because of that, there are high probability that these kind of high margin will be maintained.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for answering my questions. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Kunal Lakhan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Sir, you mentioned that you've already taken price hikes of 12% and still expect polymer prices to go up. So have you taken enough sufficient price hike, or because of the polymer prices going up, will consider further price hikes in November and December?
No, like whatever raw material price has taken place, we have completely passed on to the market. So we are not going to take new price rise unless there is a price rise in the polymer. If the raw material price will go further from here, we will take the further price rise. Otherwise, whatever so far the raw material price has increased, we have passed on to the market.
Sure. And the fact that your volume growth remained robust in October as well, the market is absorbing the price hike, right?
Yeah, definitely. Market is absorbing the price.
So just a related question on that would be that, what is the price gap between, say, organized players and unorganized players today? Is it widened? Has it narrowed?
See, price gap is not a question now. How much unorganized player is able to make and sell because of all these cycles, the availability of raw material, the price rise, all these issues have almost, you can say that the unorganized players are in a very bad shape. Their working capital cycles have all been haywired. So it is the organized sector which is being now growing. And there is some price gap, but actually they are paying more to get the material and selling at a lower price. So again, you can understand what challenges they are facing. So now the question of this unorganized sector price gap is almost gone. Market is not even talking about it.
So let me add what Sandeep Bhai has said, that today, most of the time, if you see in last 3-4 months, there is a grey market premium on polymer price. Okay, so normally the unorganized player has to source from the traders only. Majority of the unorganized players. Few may be sourcing from the Reliance or maybe Chemplast or some. So if there is a grey market premium going on the polymer and they have to source from them, then how can be they cheaper than us? It is very, very difficult for to be cheaper than us. So this is a very, very difficult time for the unorganized player to fight with the organized player. And that is why you are seeing that all the organized players are doing good in the market and everyone is delivering the growth.
Great. That's good to know. Also, just clarifying one thing, you said in your earlier comment that gap between PVC and CPVC is about 2 to 3%. Is that correct?
No. I say that whatever the gap was there, it might have been reduced by a couple of percentage because PVC price has gone up by almost 10% kind of level and CPVC price has gone up by 12%. So to that way, couple of percentage gap has reduced. That's what I think.
They have been reduced somewhat, but not
2-3%. Otherwise, everyone will buy
Correct.
CPVC only.
Yeah, correct. That's what I thought. Yeah, correct. And my last question is on, so in your comment you mentioned that, in the adhesive segment, there was a shortage of raw materials in the UK plant. Has issue been resolved or it's still going on?
Yeah. Right now this is resolved, so we are expecting that this quarter should be better for them.
Okay, great. Thanks so much and all the best.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Rajesh Ravi from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. My question, first of all, congrats on a great set of numbers. And my question pertains to first housekeeping. How much is the production number for Q2, pipe production number?
Oh my God. I don't have a handy number, but you can call me separately. I will give you.
Sure.
It goes roughly about, let me check if I have the number with me.
And second is how much would be the agri contribution in
39,000 something was there, 39,500 or something like that. 39,500 or 40,000, something like that.
Okay, sir, I'll check that separately. Second is how much would be the agri irrigation segment contribution to your pipes revenue, sir, broadly, even if for 1H?
Hardly anything. We are not in agriculture business much.
Okay.
Even a little bit agriculture pipe which we are selling, majority of them is going to the plumbing side.
Right, and that is reflecting in strong margin.
Of agri, but they are used in the plumbing application.
Okay. So this 200 crore capex Telangana project FY24, this is all encompassing in terms of the land cost is also included in that, or as you mentioned, you have incurred 40 odd crores towards land?
No. I think you have misunderstood. 8 crore include adhesive capex also.
Okay.
It is not only Telangana.
And land is not included. Land we already have paid off.
Sure. So for Telangana project would be for the pipes and fittings would be what size?
So it should be initially to start with should be somewhere around 35,000 metric ton, and then later stage we will add. Normally what happens that we make the plant of a bigger size.
Right.
Okay. And machinery and all we put as per the requirement. So like in South also we started with 15,000 or so. Then we added. Today we are at 40,000 in South. Similarly, I'm talking about Husur. Similarly, we did in Gelot also, Rajasthan, that we started with a small capacity, 20,000, but the plant was bigger. So because of that, now we have added the machine over there. So we are increasing the capacity over there. Like similar model we will follow in Telangana also. The initially will be 25,000-30,000, and then at a later stage we can add another similar capacity. So originally our plant will take care of 50 to 60,000 metric ton capacity minimum.
Okay.
But machinery will be in phase manner.
Right. So in FY24, you would start off with 25,000 ton capacity, and subsequently next few years you will double the capacity over there.
Perfect.
Okay. And for this year, excluding the bathware, which you are still to formalize the capex, what is the total capex one should look at?
I think this year should be somewhere around 250 or something like that.
Okay, and the bathware would be over and above that as and when it starts. And for next year,
this include our new launch also, which is going to be in the next month.
Right. So for that, the capex would already been done in the first half, 190 crore?
Yes. We have already done the capex for that product.
Right. So 250 odd crore for full this year, and next 2 year would be spread by 200 crores spread over 2 years, and normal maintenance and additional whatever expansions you announce going forward.
Because we deviated from our original guidance because this 40-50 crore rupees additional we spend in the land which we added at every location, and plus this new product.
Okay. Great, sir. And lastly, on the margins, you mentioned that you have... Sure, I'll just put in question and move on. So this price increase in CPVC and PVC which you have taken in this month, October, So are the margins now for this quarter, this is the current costing, at similar level of the September quarter?
It should be
40
better
odd
than
rupees.
September.
It would be better than your September quarter margin.
Yes,
Great,
because
sir.
we lost some inventory loss because of the pass-through of CPVC took place very late.
Yes, that is why I asked this. So you see margin expansions in the third quarter Q on Q. Great, sir. I'll come back in Q. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Sneha Talreja from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir, and congrats on great set of numbers. So my first question is related to inventory at the channel. How are you seeing the inventory at the channel, and is there any resistance from the distributors for picking up inventory given that prices are almost at an all-time high?
So I think if that is the case, we can't grow because we have grown 20% volume. So that clearly suggests that there is no resistance at the distributor level or a dealer level. But yes, there is always a cautious view at the distributor and dealer level. Whenever we do the announcement of price rise, at that point of time, they pick up sizable quantity, and when there is a fear factor in the market, they sometimes reduce their uptake also. But underlying current is so strong from the demand point of view that today, even after so much of price rise, distributor and dealers are sitting with a very lean inventory. They are not sitting with a higher inventory. So we don't see any problem into the system because underlying current is very positive. So they have no choice but to buy at a prevailing price because they are getting the same price from the market. So I don't think any problem into the demand scenario in the market.
And above all, with this, if they are holding it, our working capital cycle has improved. So obviously they are further selling the product. The receivables are also very much under control. So there is no holding in the channel as of.
Right. And secondly, sir, any clarity with regards to BIS norms implementation? We saw some impact of, we got a hold from Kerala High Court, but apart from that, are other geographies implementing it? And are you seeing some amount of shift also because of that, or this is the working capital issues and, availability issue shift that you're currently seeing?
It will take a few more months to get into this, and at present even I think this coming out of this lead will take a few months. So it will happen.
See them operational, basically, right now.
It will help the organized players in a big way. It will happen at some.
So we have to wait for some more time to have a more clarity because you don't know and I don't know how the courts are taking the decision and how much time they are going to take. It is very difficult to give the timeline. But one thing is sure that government has taken the initiative, so they will complete.
Looking to the polymer scenario and all the market challenges with the smaller players, the government is going to make it happen, but will take some time. And already there is a sub judice matter on it. It will take some time to get that implemented.
Got that, sir. Also, similar to Walls opportunity size that you discussed, could you also discuss about your other new product launch, which will be happening from next month that you said?
We cannot discuss. When it is launched in the next call, we will obviously discuss it.
Sure.
So let us first launch this product and then at that stage we will communicate to you. But I can tell you this is a very big opportunity.
But at the launch stage, we will always pass a note to the stock exchange and also pass a detailed note to all our investors and all our analysts at a large. So we'll get all the details at that stage.
Sure, got that, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Agarwal from VT Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. So could you help me with some growth, revenue guidance and margin guidance for FY 22, 20 and 23?
I think this is very difficult time to give you the guidance about margin and all these things because we don't know what is going to be the scenario at the globe level. One side, the polymer prices are going up. Second side, supply constraints are going on in the system. So under this difficult time, chemical prices are going haywire. So under this situation, I think it is very difficult for us to give you a guidance for the next year. Let first the things settle down. Afterward, we are the most vocal company. So we will definitely come forward and give you the guidance also.
Okay. And okay, sir. No issue. And so, like these CPVC prices have been on a rise now in PVC as well. So do you see some demand being shifted to HDPE where Astral does not have much of a presence?
Which shift to what?
HDPE.
No, not at all.
We don't think so. And the majority of the product where HDPE there, we agree and all, we are not there. So I don't think it is going to affect.
Plumbing wise, it won't ever shift. So not at all.
Oh, okay. And so could you help me with the current prices?
On the contrary, we are thinking positively that if this is going to be a scenario, CPVC will be more attractive. So Astral will be taking more advantage out of that.
I didn't get this. I didn't get the part. Hello.
So I'm telling you that if this will be the scenario, then the CPVC product will be more attractive to the market.
If PVC prices would keep on going high, CPVC demand would go more and more higher, and that will help us to sell more CPVC and grow our CPVC base, which is obviously growing much faster than the PVC base for us.
Okay. And so could you help me with the current prices of the CPVC and PVC resin and how much it was at the end of the quarter?
Current price and all, we cannot use it.
PVC, I think it is already there in the public domain. You can go to the Reliance website. You will get every price rise, every day-wise price rise. So today, roughly about 160 rupees per kg is going on. CPVC depend on every company sourcing from different places. So everyone has a different pricing. So it is very difficult for us to communicate our pricing to the market.
Okay. So just one last question. This sudden rise in the CPVC resin prices. So as you said, like if PVC prices rise, so it's better for you because the demand will shift to CPVC. So with the sudden rise in CPVC prices in the last few weeks, do you see the demand going back to PVC and then having an impact on your margins again?
Actually, PVC has grown much higher than CPVC.
CPVC price rise has taken place at a very small level compared to the PVC price rise. So even if the CPVC will go further from here, it is not going to affect much to their demand. Because CPVC price rise had not taken place at all in India.
And actually, if you go with this fiscal, this is the first time this price rise has been done and correction has been made in CPVC, whereas previous several occasions and several months, every month, 2 or 3 times, the PVC price rise correction has happened.
So do you have any long-term contracts with the Japanese supplier, or do you buy?
We cannot disclose, but we are in a very safe position of raw material, which I can tell you, but what contracts we have, our pricing are all confidential and has to be kept. But as Hiranand Bhai says, that we are keeping our fingers crossed, and we are blessed that we are having relationships and with the suppliers who are supporting us in both PVC and CPVC.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's it from me.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Somil Mehta from Kotak Life Insurance. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So if I look at the Astral journey over the last many years, we have entered into categories which are more polymer or at least strong on chemistry, which has been a core strength. Now, be it adhesives or tanks, and especially categories where there is a large unorganized present as well. Now, if I look at the new category which you are going to enter, does it mean that there is a change in DNA and will be now more open to other building material categories which might not be polymer based or something which is strong on chemistry, but some other factors?
No, see, we have communicated very clearly in many of our conversion in previous con calls that Astral is very clear as far as the growth journey is concerned. We want to focus to leverage our brand and to leverage our network. You look at any product which Astral is entering, 2 things we are seeing very clearly. One is leveraging the brand Astral, secondly leveraging our network. So similar strategy we are following into the faucet and sanitary ware also, where we are going to strengthen up our brand and secondly to leverage our network, which is having a sizable network with us. So because of that, we are entering into that business. We are not deviating anything our strategy-wise. 5 years before also we have communicated same thing. You can go back and see our earlier communication, our interviews, our con calls. Every time we have communicated one clear thing that we want to go ahead with this similar strategy, and we are continue with that only.
But to add what I understood about things is that, yeah, we would be open to keep on exploring where there is technology, there is a chance of growth, and where there is usage of our brand. But yeah, technology-wise, we'll be playing a big role to see that we enter into a product line where we use our expertise, and we would remain in the product line which covers these 4 walls. So strategies are made, will be made, and will be disclosed as the time comes. But here we have one more product line which we have to work on.
Sure. And sir, in terms of any update on tanks business, it's been few quarters we have entered. Any in terms of from where we.
Tanks is doing excellently well, the way we imagine and the way things are happening. But we are not going with any job work from anyone, from any of the smaller players. Astral is building its own capacities at different locations. So that is taking some time. As we first started off with Aurangabad, then the Ahmedabad came into production. Then now last 1 month, over a month, the Gilod plant has come into production, giving north, and now the south plant will come into production. And after south, the east plant will come into production. So Astral is growing. It will look a little slower at the base, but we are going with a strong foundation of giving the product manufactured within our own premises. So we are not compromising on quality of the product and giving the best product to the market, and market has really appreciated the Astral tanks. And we have a unique technology of patent which we have brought for the first time in tank. The inner layer is made with a special compound which has some copper inside, and as India, the copper vessel, when the water is stored, it keeps the hygiene of the water intact. So Astral has brought this new technology in the tank, and which is for the first time this technology has come in the inner layer where the water is in contact with the tank, with the layer.
Sure. And so my last question is in terms of there seems at least the expectation was there is going to be a significant pickup in the capex activity both at the central and the state level. Where are we in terms of DWC business or maybe also the Jal Jeevan Mission? Are significant orders coming by? That's my last question.
DWC we were a little low, as you knew that the capex cycles of government were on the lower end, but last few months it has picked up and we are doing excellently well on the DWC and the EREX and other products which are with the infrastructure. So we are doing very well in that. And secondly, with the Jal Jeevan Mission, we have got a lot of approvals now, and we are started supplying HDPE to Jal Jeevan Missions in some projects. But again, Astral undertakes the government project, infrastructure project, either through distribution to secure its own finances or to supply to the contractor where the finance is very safe, or else take the bank guarantees or finance reassurance and supply. We can go faster, but we are keeping 2 things in mind: growth, value, and at the same time securing our payments with the government contractors, government bodies, and giving the product. We don't want to break our finance cycle and rush into any business.
Sure. Thank you so much, and all the best for your future journey.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Arafat from Reliance Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for taking my question and congrats on great set of numbers. So my first question is on organized and unorganized. So I just want to see the gap. I believe this quarter is very good for organized sector, while unorganized sector continue to face issues. So can you throw some light on that?
Basically, no unorganized sector or no sector can be wiped out. and we or nobody is here to wipe off anyone. But as it is very crystal clear, you can say, that the polymers have gone very high, haywire, the supplies are in restriction, the finance cycles are disturbed, the working capital cycles have gone into a spin. So obviously the organized sector with stronger financial backup are gaining on it. But I don't say that unorganized sector has been wiped off. So this is not what we wish and we should happen. So yeah, it's obvious. The cycles are clear and very transparent.
So again, the similar question, if you look at in past couple of quarters, in fact, the market consolidation happened in a big way, and a smaller player continue to get out from the market. So any ballpark figure how much how much the share of unorganized can reduce going ahead? So if you can throw some light on that.
See, somewhat the share may be taken, but nobody was disturbing each other. The brand was playing its own role, and the unorganized players were playing its own role in the rural.
Okay.
But when you go to the urban cities or the B towns, C towns, the organized people are getting conscious about the qualities day by day. And people are getting more conscious about using the right mix of the product. So obviously this is going to help the people who make the best of the product. And again, I am telling you, organized and unorganized in the plastic, especially business or any adhesive business, the supply chain is very important.
Correct.
The unorganized supply chain is only restricted to one state, two states, whereas we have a supply chain with a strong backup system throughout India. Elbow is a elbow, T is a T. If it is available, it is your product. If it is not available, anything can be used. So your supply chain, how fast you supply, how fast you can give the product, how fast you can service the market, how rightly you service the market, and the quality you give. Lot of things are happening which is helping these companies who have plants at different locations, and make the right product actually. You have to make the right product at the end.
Fine, sir. That's it on my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Ritesh Shah from Investec. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Congratulations for growth of numbers, specifically on the volume growth. Sir, I failed to figure one particular variable. On the gross margins, you indicated that the pass-through happened with a lag. Sir, can you please explain this? Why this phenomena? Because as an industry, always the pass-through has been pretty quickly, be it a fortnight or in a week. Is there any specific reason for this?
A basic thing was that we had some inventory which was old, but some inventory which was new, and I wanted to gain the market share in short. I wanted to get to the maximum level of the market and the retail chain. My expansion of retail chain and the market has substantially helped me. And it was the volumes which we were delivering, the value which we were delivering was a compromise of few numbers in the profit, but the gain on the other end was much higher. So either I had to take the gain to reach to the nook and corner of India and to every builder of India, every retailer of India, every plumber, or else to take that. And that has helped me, and it is something which was strategically done to close the last quarter and then take this price.
So should one assume this as a short-term phenomena for market share gains? And is it?
So it's not short-term. There is nothing short-term. Once the gain is happened, it's happened.
Okay. So, but going forward, the pass-through will...
Actually, everyone has risen the price. So where obviously there is no issue on that. If it is not that I only increased the price. Everyone has increased the price.
Correct.
But it's not a short-term gain. It's a game where actually helped us to create inroads in many towns and many places in the retail chain. And it's never a short term because all these data, all these are connected to us, and this is really going to help us, and it's helping us today also.
Correct. That's useful. Sir, second question is you did touch upon availability for CPVC and CPVC. Can you highlight what is the status over here? What I understand is CPVC availability specifically is tight even for the larger players. Is there an acute dearth of the material right now in the market? Are we better placed, or how should one look at?
Yeah, again, I cannot comment on what the others are facing. It's not my job to comment on it. But as Hiranand Bhai said, that the relationships which we have and the relationships we have maintained and the amount of confidence we have, I cannot say confidence, the amount of commitments we have from this relationship, we are on a safe track for the raw material.
Great. That's quite useful.
But tomorrow, after 3 months, I see predicting today the future is the toughest call of this fiscals.
Right. That's quite helpful, Sandeep bhai. Thank you so much and wish you good luck.
Thank you, Ritesh.
Thank you. The next question from the line of Nitin Jain from Fairview Equity Advisory. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my question has been answered. Thank you.
Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participant, I would now like to hand over the conference to the management for closing comments.
We thank everyone and stay safe, stay healthy, and looking forward to seeing you again after one more quarter of hard work. And Hiranand Bhai will give the closing comments, please.
Thank you all the participants for joining this con call. And if any question is unanswered, my mobile is always available for you 24/7. You can call me anytime. And thanks the Spark team for hosting this con call, and wish you again all the best for the coming times, because now it looks that we all are coming out of this pandemic issue, and hopefully India will be growing much faster run rate than what we have grown up in last 2 years, and that is what we are expecting, so that everyone can grow with us also. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. On behalf of Spark Capital Advisors, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.